The signal from beyond. The signal arrived on a Tuesday morning, pulsing through the emptiness of space like a heartbeat struggling to continue. Lieutenant Amara Johnson was completing her final hour on the night shift at Outpost Vega, Earth's farthest monitoring station, when her console lit up with an unfamiliar pattern. "That's not one of ours," she muttered, setting aside her coffee. The signal was weak but distinctive, a mathematical sequence repeating with undeniable intelligence behind it. Within minutes, Commander Victor Okafor stood beside her, studying the readout with narrowed eyes. "Origin? Sector 19 Delta, sir. At least 40 light years beyond our furthest colony. Any match to known communications? Trading vessels? Exploration teams?" Johnson shook her head. "Nothing, sir. The pattern doesn't match any known species in our database." Okafor's expression hardened. "Alert Earth Command. Priority Alpha." 2 days later, Admiral Helena Reyes sat in the Situation Room at Earth Defense Headquarters, surrounded by the brightest minds humanity had to offer. Xenolinguists had worked around the clock to decode the alien message. "It's definitely a distress call," explained Dr. Maizong, lead communications specialist. "The mathematics are universal, indicating system failures, life support degradation, and—" she hesitated. "From what we can tell, they're running out of time." "Do we know who they are?" asked Admiral Reyes. "They call themselves the Luminary. Beyond that, we know almost nothing." The room fell silent as all eyes turned to Admiral Reyes. Everyone understood the implications. To respond would mean sending ships and personnel far beyond established territory into completely unknown space. "Satellite imaging shows unusual stellar activity in that sector," said Science Director Kagoa. "Solar flares, radiation fields. It's extremely hazardous." Admiral Reyes nodded thoughtfully. "And if we were the ones sending that distress call, wouldn't we hope someone would answer?" Her decision came swiftly. "Prepare the UDF Horizon for immediate launch. Select crew with experience in first contact protocols, emergency response, and hostile environment operations." Captain Maya Chen was tending her rooftop garden in New Singapore when she received the call. As one of Earth's most decorated captains, she'd led missions that had established peaceful contact with 3 different species. Her particular skill was understanding alien psychology, a talent born from growing up in Earth's first truly multicultural colony. "This is different, Maya," Admiral Reyes told her during the briefing. "We're going in blind, to unknown territory, to save beings we've never met." Chen studied the mission parameters. "The luminary signal. There's something about it. The mathematical sequencing suggests a crystalline-based intelligence. Fascinating. Can you assemble a crew in 48 hours?" Chen smiled. "Already have a list in mind." The UDF Horizon launched 3 days later. A marvel of human engineering, it combined military protection with humanitarian capabilities. Captain Chen had selected a specialized crew of 120 engineers who could adapt Earth technology to alien systems, medical specialists trained to handle unknown biologies, and security personnel experienced in operating in extreme conditions. Her senior staff included Commander Ezekiel "Zeke" Wallace, former deep space explorer with an uncanny talent for navigation; Dr. Layla Nasser, cynobiologist who had pioneered treatment protocols for non-carbon-based life forms; Chief Engineer Hiroshi Tanaka, whose modifications to standard engines had set new records for deep space travel; Security Chief Gabriel Ortiz, who had survived 3 years on the hostile colony world of Titan Prime. As the Horizon accelerated to FTL speeds, Captain Chen addressed her assembled crew. "We're about to venture beyond any territory humans have explored. The beings we're going to help don't know us. They have no reason to trust us, but they need us." She paused, looking at the diverse faces before her. "Humanity has a reputation in this corner of the galaxy. They call us Deathworlders, species who evolved on planets so harsh that we became something to fear." A small smile touched her lips. Today, we show them that Deathworlders can also be the ones who save lives. No matter what we face out there, remember this: we come from Earth. We survived our world. We can survive anything. The journey took 17 days at maximum sustainable speed. Each day, the luminary signal grew weaker. On day 12, they encountered their first challenge, a radiation storm that the sensors barely detected in time. Commander Wallace's quick reflexes saved them, but not without damage to the ship's outer hull. It's getting worse, Dr. Nasser reported, studying the readings from the sector ahead. The entire region is undergoing some kind of stellar event. Radiation levels are off the charts. Captain Chen frowned. And the luminary are caught in the middle of it. By day 15, they'd reached a debris field that stretched for millions of kilometers. Engineer Tanaka analyzed the fragments. Artificial materials, he confirmed. Some kind of crystal-based technology. This was a space station, or maybe several ships. Survivors? Chen asked. Unknown, but the distress signal is coming from beyond this field. Security Chief Ortiz upgraded the ship's defense protocols. Whatever destroyed these structures could still be active. Carefully, the Horizon navigated through the debris, each piece telling the story of a catastrophic event. When they finally emerged on the other side, they saw it, a massive crystalline structure, shaped like a star with 6 long arms extending from a central hub. Portions of it glowed with pale blue light, while other sections were dark and fractured. Life signs? Captain Chen asked. Difficult to determine, replied Dr. Nasser. Their biology is unlike anything in our database. But I'm detecting energy patterns consistent with organized consciousness. Chen nodded. Open a channel on all frequencies, including the mathematical sequence from their distress call. For long minutes, there was no response. Then suddenly, the view screen illuminated with a cascade of colors and patterns. They're responding, Dr. Nasser said excitedly. The translator is working to establish communication parameters. The colors coalesced into a vaguely humanoid shape, composed entirely of light and crystalline fragments. When it spoke, the ship's computers rendered its mathematical communications into words. You came. We did not believe anyone would respond. Captain Chen stepped forward. I am Captain Maya Chen of the United Earth Ship Horizon. We received your distress call. The light beam flickered. You are humans, Deathworlders. We were told your kind was dangerous. Sometimes we are, Chen acknowledged. But today, we're here to help. What happened to your people? The beam's light dimmed. I am Sentinel Zara of the Luminary Collective. Our research outpost was studying stellar phenomena when the nearby star began to destabilize. The radiation, it disrupts our crystalline matrix. Our physical forms are breaking down. The beam's light flickered dangerously. We cannot leave. Our ship was destroyed. We have 342 survivors. Many are already in stasis to slow degradation. How long do you have? Chen asked. At current radiation levels, perhaps 5 of your Earth days. Captain Chen turned to her senior staff. Then we have 5 days to save them. When the first human team boarded the luminary structure, they discovered the true nature of the crisis. The radiation from the destabilizing star was specifically disruptive to the crystalline biological matrix of the luminary, causing their bodies to literally fracture and break apart. Dr. Nasser examined a weakened luminary with her specialized scanners. Their consciousness exists as energy flowing through crystalline structures. The radiation is creating microscopic fractures that disrupt the flow. It's like nerve damage, but throughout their entire being. Engineer Tanaka studied the luminary's failing systems. Their technology is incredible. They manipulate light and energy in ways we've only theorized about. But it's all interconnected with their biology. As they weaken, so do their systems. Can we transport them to our ship? Chen asked. Sentinel Zara's light pulsed with distress. Our physical forms require specific energy frequencies to maintain cohesion. Your environment would accelerate our degradation. Security Chief Ortiz surveyed the structure. And this station is too large to move quickly, even if we had a way to tow it. Captain Chen studied the situation, her mind racing through possibilities. The luminary were unlike any species humans had encountered, beams of light and crystal, advanced in ways humanity had only dreamed of. Yet here they were, their sophisticated existence threatening to shatter like glass. "We need to shield them from the radiation," she said finally. "If we can't move them away from it, we need to block it." As night fell on their first day at the luminary station, Captain Chen looked out from the horizon at the crystalline structure gleaming against the darkness of space. Within it, over 300 intelligent beings faced extinction. Beyond it, a star pulsed with deadly radiation, growing more unstable by the hour. Time was running out. Deathworlders to the rescue. Earth's reputation as a death world wasn't exaggerated. With its crushing gravity, extreme weather patterns, and thousands of predatory species, Earth had forged humanity into resilient survivors. What other species saw as deadly challenges, humans often viewed as merely difficult problems requiring creative solutions. Now, on the second day of their rescue mission, Captain Chen's crew began to demonstrate exactly why Deathworlders were uniquely equipped to handle crisis. "The radiation is coming in pulses," Engineer Tanaka explained during the morning briefing. "The star is undergoing a form of premature collapse, releasing energy in waves rather than continuously." Dr. Nasser nodded. "Each pulse causes more fracturing in the luminary physiology. At this rate, they won't last 5 days. Maybe 3. Security Chief Ortiz frowned. "We don't have enough radiation shielding material to cover their entire structure." "Then we don't shield the structure," Captain Chen said. "We shield the luminary themselves." Her plan was ambitious. Create individual radiation shields for each luminary using modified emergency containment fields. The fields would need to be calibrated to allow the light energies that sustained the luminary to pass through while blocking the harmful radiation. Engineer Tanaka shook his head. "Our portable field generators weren't designed for this. We'd need to reconfigure all of them. And we only have 40 units on board." "Then we build more," Chen replied simply. "Strip non-essential systems from the horizon if necessary." As the engineering team began their work, Dr. Nasser and her medical staff faced their own challenge. Several luminary had deteriorated to critical levels, their crystalline forms showing fractures throughout. "We need to stabilize them until the shields are ready," she told Captain Chen. "I think I can adapt our tissue regenerators to encourage recrystallization, but I'll need more power than our portable units can provide." Commander Wallace stepped forward. "We could run conduits directly from the Horizon's main reactor." Captain Chen nodded. "Do it." While the human crews worked frantically, Sentinel Zara watched with growing amazement. "Your species," the luminary observed, "you move toward danger rather than away from it." Chen smiled slightly. "On Earth, those who freeze in danger don't survive. We learn to act, even when afraid." "We studied your species from afar," Zara admitted. "The reports described primitive beings who relied on physical strength rather than enlightened thought. They did not mention this innovation under pressure. Those reports missed the most important thing about humans," Chen replied. "We adapt. It's what we do best." By midday, a new crisis emerged. The star released an unexpectedly powerful radiation burst, damaging the central hub of the luminary structure. Emergency force fields activated automatically, sealing off the damaged sections, but 50 luminary were trapped in areas rapidly filling with radiation. "Our shields can't penetrate those bulkheads," Engineer Tanaka reported grimly. Security Chief Ortiz studied the schematics. "There's no way to reach them through the interior. The only approach would be from outside, through space." Captain Chen didn't hesitate. "Prepare EVA teams. Full radiation protection." Commander Wallace looked concerned. "Captain, even with our best suits, the radiation levels out there are beyond safety parameters." "I'm aware," Chen replied. Volunteers only. Every member of the security team stepped forward. The spacewalk was harrowing. 4 teams of 3 humans each navigated the exterior of the luminary structure as the unstable star flared ominously in the background. Their suits began to deteriorate almost immediately under the radiation assault. Suit integrity at 82%, reported Chief Ortiz as his team reached the first damaged section. We have maybe 30 minutes before critical failure. Inside her command center, Captain Chen monitored their life signs with growing concern. Work fast, but work smart. Your priority is the luminary and your own survival. The rescue teams cut through the crystal walls using modified mining lasers, carefully creating openings just large enough to reach the trapped luminary. One by one, they fitted the weakened light beings with portable shield generators and guided them through the impromptu exits. Last group secured, Ortiz finally reported, returning to ship. But as the teams began their return journey, the star flared again. The sudden pulse of radiation overloaded 2 of the EVA suit's systems. Ortiz and Jensen are without life support. Wallace shouted, watching the telemetry from the bridge. Before anyone could respond, 2 luminary broke away from the rescued group. Despite their weakened state, they enveloped the struggling humans, their crystalline forms creating a protective barrier. There, shielding them, Dr. Nasser realized with astonishment. When all teams were finally aboard, the 2 luminary collapsed, their forms heavily fractured from the radiation exposure. Dr. Nasser worked frantically to stabilize them. They sacrificed themselves, Ortiz said quietly as medics treated his radiation burns. Not sacrificed, one of the luminary corrected. Chose, as you chose to risk yourselves for us. By the 3rd day, Engineer Tanaka had devised a more permanent solution. Using the Horizon's deflector array combined with parts salvaged from the damaged sections of the luminary structure, they could create a radiation umbrella large enough to shield the entire station. It will require taking our ship's defensive systems completely offline, he warned. If anything hostile appears, we'll be vulnerable. Chen finished. Noted and accepted. The engineering crews worked through the night, connecting human technology with luminary crystalline systems in ways neither species had imagined possible. As dawn broke on the 4th day, they activated the improvised shield. A shimmering field of energy expanded outward from the horizon, gradually enveloping the luminary structure. Radiation levels began to drop immediately. It's working, Dr. Nasser confirmed, watching as the luminary's vital signs stabilized. The fracturing has stopped, but the celebration was short-lived. Just hours later, the star entered a new phase of instability. Massive solar flares erupted, followed by waves of radiation far more intense than anything they'd seen before. Shield is holding at 68%, Wallace reported as the ship shuddered under the strain. But the power drain is accelerating. At this rate, we have less than 10 hours before complete failure. Captain Chen called her senior staff together. We need a new plan. The luminary are stable for now, but we can't maintain this shield indefinitely, and we can't transport them in their current state. For several moments, silence filled the room. Then Sentinel Zora approached, the luminary's light pulsing with determination. There may be a way, Zora said. Our ancestors possessed the ability to enter dormancy, a state where our consciousness compresses into the most protected central crystal of our forms. It allowed them to survive journeys through harsh space before we developed proper vessels. Like hibernation, Dr. Nasser asked. Similar. In this state, we would be far less vulnerable to radiation, and our physical forms would contract to roughly 1/10 their normal size. Engineer Tanaka calculated quickly. That would make evacuation possible. We could fit all 300 luminary aboard the Horizon. Why haven't you done this already? Chen asked. Zara's light dimmed. The knowledge was lost generations ago. But your doctor's methods of stimulating our recrystallization process, they awakened ancient cellular memories. I believe we can guide our people into dormancy, but we will need your help to maintain the specific energy frequencies required. Through the night, humans and Luminary worked side by side. The ship's engineers reconfigured the cargo bay into a crystalline matrix chamber, while Dr. Nasser and her team developed a protocol to help guide the Luminary into dormancy. By dawn of the 5th day, the first group of Luminary successfully entered the compressed state, their swirling light bodies condensing into brilliant crystal cores roughly the size of a human fist. "It's beautiful," breathed Dr. Nasser, carefully placing each crystal into the specially designed containment field. The evacuation proceeded throughout the day, racing against the shield's failing power. Security teams made final sweeps of the Luminary structure, ensuring no one was left behind. With just 30 minutes of shield power remaining, Captain Chen watched as the last Luminary crystal was safely stored aboard the Horizon. "All Luminary accounted for, Captain," reported Commander Wallace. "Shield at 12% and failing." "Disengage from the structure," Chen ordered. "Prepare for immediate departure." As the Horizon pulled away, the massive Luminary station hung silently against the backdrop of the increasingly volatile star, a testament to an advanced civilization nearly lost. "Sentinel Zara," Captain Chen asked the one Luminary who had remained partially active to serve as liaison, "where should we take your people?" The crystalline being's light pulsed softly. "Our nearest colony is beyond your territory, Captain. It would mean traveling through regions your species has never explored." Chen smiled. "Exploration is another thing humans are good at." The journey to the Luminary colony took 29 days. During that time, Dr. Nasser and her team monitored the dormant crystals while learning more about Luminary biology. Engineer Tanaka studied their technology, marveling at the possibilities for collaboration. And Captain Chen spent long hours with Sentinel Zara, laying the groundwork for formal relations between their species. When they finally arrived at the colony, a magnificent crystalline city orbiting a stable yellow star, thousands of Luminary gathered to witness the human ship's approach. "They're afraid," Zara observed. "They have never seen Deathworlders up close." "Then let's give them something new to remember us by," Chen replied. As the dormant Luminary awakened and rejoined their people, the story of their rescue spread rapidly. The humans were invited to a ceremonial gathering, where the Luminary High Council formally thanked them. "You came when no one else would." The council elder's light pulsed brightly for all to see. "You risked yourselves for beings unknown to you. You adapted your technology to save lives rather than take them. The reports of Deathworlders clearly failed to mention your capacity for compassion." Captain Chen bowed slightly. "On Earth, we have a saying: the true measure of any society can be found in how it treats those in need." The elder's light shifted to a deep blue of respect. "Then by that measure, humanity stands tall indeed." As the Horizon prepared for its journey home, now carrying proposals for official alliance between Earth and the Luminary Collective, Sentinel Zara approached Captain Chen one last time. "I will tell others what I have learned about humans," the Luminary promised. "That yes, you evolved on a world of death, but it taught you to fight fiercely for life. All life." Chen smiled. "That's the most important thing to know about Deathworlders. We survived our harsh world by helping each other survive. And now, we extend that same hand to the stars." Word spread quickly through the galaxy. The humans, those strange, physically dense beings from a high-gravity death trap of a planet, had gone where others feared to venture, facing lethal radiation and unknown dangers to save a species not their own. Deathworlders, it seemed, made the most determined allies anyone could ask for, and somewhere in deep space, other beings in distress looked toward Earth with new hope.